be here online and see what all dear colleagues. Okay, we are from Kharkiv National Medical University and Kharkiv National University of Radio and now two participants. My name is Oksana Nakonechna. I head of Biochemistry Department of Kharkiv National Medical University.
And my name is Darsha Yankovskaya, head of the International Office, Kharkiv National University of Radioelectronics.
Okay, how does war affect soils? Fragments of projectiles, toxic gases, the blast wave itself causes large-scale destruction, damage to the waterproof layer. Ammunition shells are made of cast iron alloy, to which, in addition to iron, the carbon, sulfur, and copper are added. In such fragments remain in the ground. Over time, they begin to oxidize, enter the cycle of environment substances. In addition, some of the munitions have elements made using deplete uranium, 50 tons of iron, ton of sulfur compounds, approximately 2 tons of copper got into the soil due to the shelling of just 1 square kilometer of field in the Kharkiv region. The war continues. Hundreds of such wounds are added to the surface of the earth. Every day, living organisms die, water and soil deteriorate, and fields become unusable.
Heavy metals can alter the chemical composition of the soil, which may affect its physico-chemical properties and fertility. Soil polluted with heavy metals result in human health risk. Groundwater pollution, plant phytotoxicity, and decline in crop and soil production. It has also been proven that zinc and copper reduce the enzymatic activity in the soil, specifically dehydrogenases and urases, which are important components for the breakdown or organic substance. Copper toxicity can also destruct cell membrane and cause protein denaturation of microbes, lead to a decrease in the crop yield, reducing plant growth and productivity. Since copper is associated with brain function, its increasing amounts in the human body can negatively affect the central nervous system. In adults, copper toxicity typically induces gastrointestinal side effects. Excess copper concentration induces oxidative stress and DNA damage and reduce cell proliferation.
During an explosion, even 1 kilo explosive material releases several dozen cubic meters or toxic gases, such as sulfur oxide, nitrogen oxide, and carbon monoxide into the atmosphere. Finally, sulfur and nitrogen oxide return to the soil through acid rains, altering the soil pH and causing burn to plants. In the nitrogen content in the soil in excessively high, it can lead to several potential effects and consequences. Excessive vegetable growth, imbalances plant nutrition, reduced fruit and flower production, nitrogen runoff, environment impact, reduced soil health, groundwater contamination, and air pollution.
Excess sulfur and soil. Soil contamination, unexploded or organised, can break down over time, releasing the sulfur compounds it contains into the soil. This leads to soil contamination with sulfur and other sulfur-containing substances. Plant toxicity. Excess sulfur in soil can be toxic to plants. It can lead to leaf chlorosis, reduce growth, and reduce yield. Groundwater pollution. Sulfur compounds can leach into groundwater and contaminate it. This may impact drinking water quality and water-related ecosystem. Risks to humans. Unexploded ordnance can pose health risk to people. The risk may include the risk of sulfur poisoning and other toxins.
Okay, and the air pollution. During the detonation of rockets and projectiles, a number of chemical compounds are formed: carbon monoxide, brown gas, nitrogen dioxide, formaldehyde. During the explosion, all substances are completely oxidized, and the products of the chemical reaction are released into the atmosphere. During wartime, industries may continue to operate to support the war effort, which can lead to increased emission of NO2 from sources such as power plants, factories, and refineries. Transportation, military vehicles, and transport of troops can also contribute to NO2 emissions. During the detonation of rockets and artillery shells, surrounding soil, wood, turf structures are oxidized, and a number of chemical compounds are formed, as well as a large number of toxic organic substances. In the atmosphere, oxide and sulfur and nitrogen can cause acid rain, which changes the acidity of the soil and causes plant burns, to which conifers are especially sensitive. Acid rain has a negative effect on the human body, mammals, and birds. On the condition of mucous tissue and respiratory organs. And the next slide, you can see air pollution due to the detonation of ammunition.
Forest fires. The armed aggression of the Russian Federation against Ukraine daily creates threatening conditions for the environmental safety of people. It also causes significant damage for forest and other natural ecosystems. The environment consequences of forest fires include atmospheric air pollution with carbon dioxide, product of pyrolysis. Change in the chemical composition of the atmosphere. Radiation can affect the chemical composition of the atmosphere by causing reaction and transformations of gas molecules. This can affect air quality. Description of the ozone layer. Threat of the end soil contamination. Radioactive substances and can enter water source and soil through atmospheric deposition, resulting in the water, the soil contamination that can be harmful to living organism and humans.
Okay, how does war affect water in Ukraine? White phosphorus in a waxy substances. This is colorless or yellow with a garlic-like smell and easily ignite upon contact with air. It is often used in bombs, but these substances can also be found in mines, artillery shells, missiles, and grenades. These substances can cause fires and burns people. Additionally, phosphorus and its reaction products that enter sources or drinking water can lead to phosphate poison.
In conclusion, biochemical Contamination during war, involving the use of chemical, biological, radiological, or nuclear weapons, result in severe humanitarian consequences, environmental damage, and legal violations. To address this issue, there is a need for heightened awareness, international cooperation, preparedness, and advocacy for demand. Thank you for attention.
Thank you for your attention.